What's up, y'all? It is early on a Saturday morning for me, and I just want to play some video games and talk about them, man. I'm very thankful to have some time to chill and drink some coffee and do this. So, this is a game I've probably picked up 5 or 6 different times over the years, but I finally made it to what I like to call the hook moment of a game, where it inhabits this part of your brain, and you're at work or wherever you might be, and you're just thinking about what feels like the endless possibilities that are there waiting for you when you get back into the game. That's where I am right now. It's a very special place in gaming that even in really good games, that feeling fades out as you get more familiar and more comfortable with the games. That feeling really is at its peak when you've become comfortable enough with a game to kind of, not be completely lost and intimidated, but your knowledge is still limited enough that most of the game is just an uncertain fog, and you have real no way to predict what's ahead. And it just, like I said, the possibilities seem endless. That's where I am with this game right now. It's 10 years old, and it's dated, and there's some things that you could, nitpick on if you're coming from recently playing Elden Ring like I am. But man, overall, this has just been, I'm just very happy that I finally stuck it out, and all I want to do right now is play this game. So what I'm going to do is jump into it. I'm not going to do any spoilery type stuff, no story missions. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to tell you about mechanics and that type of thing, because I don't know a lot right now. I'm just going to take you on a little personal side quest that I was about to do. I decided that I would like to talk about it, talk about this game as I went along. So we're going to pop into Grand Soren, which is the main city, kind of the main hub. And what I'm trying to do right now, let me talk to the armorer over here.
Me, I'm the master. The master works all.
I want to get the daggers that I'm currently using, which are these rusted daggers, to level 3, which is the highest level I can get them to right now. Because once I get into level 3, it adds a debilitation called Torpor, which is extremely annoying to get yourself and extremely useful to have against other enemies. It's basically, it slows down enemies, and these daggers are not that strong, but if I can get to where they slow down enemies, I think they'll be extremely useful. So that's what I want to do. To do that, I need one more of an item that I happen to know is held by these lizard creatures right here in this area that I've marked. And I know that because early on I did an escort quest, and I want to tell you about the escort quest in this game because I don't know how, but this game has made me actually really enjoy the escort quest, which I thought was impossible. I just historically hate escort quests and refuse to do them if I can help it. But yeah, this game, some of my favorite moments so far, actually. I've got maybe 20 hours in this game, maybe a little less. But some of my favorite moments have come from escort quests, and if this doesn't take too long, I may do one. I may just do an optional escort quest. But one thing about this game is you have to make sure that you have what you need and you're prepared when you leave, because it is a little like Dark Souls 1. This is definitely not a Souls-like, I would not say. But it is a little like Souls 1 specifically, in the way that there's not a lot of fast travel or warping around. So you really have to kind of pick and choose where you're going and make sure you're prepared to go there before you set off. There's a day-night cycle in this game, and traveling during the day is much more safe than at night. But the class that I'm playing, which is Assassin, there's so much I want to talk about. But the class I'm playing has certain augments or certain abilities, I guess, that actually incentivize playing at night. I'm gonna kill a few of these innocent things along the way because even small enemies give you good points towards your skills and towards ranking up your class. So the traveling is a slow go in this game. You know, I'll go ahead and tell you that if you're the type of person who does not like doing a lot of this, walking around, you know, probably not the game for you. Now, you can, like I said, you can go at night, and there's lots more enemies at night. And if you
stray from the roads and will soon find monsters arisen.
Just like she just said, if you stray from the roads, that's my pawns, by the way. And it's K is the only one that I actually created. You get to create one pawn. Yeah, do a little dance. You get to create one pawn, and you get all the same customization as you do with your own character. And then the other two, you can have up to 3 in your party. The other 2 are just, the other 2, just randoms. Just random pawns that I hired. Don't really want to waste my time with this stuff. I want to make it to my destination. Oh, there's just so much. There's so much that I want to talk about, but the first time that I came through here was for an escort quest, and it was a dang good time because I was obviously far too low. I didn't realize it at the time, but I didn't know how far away from the main city I was traveling. And I was probably 10 levels lower than I am now. I think I'm at 28 or something like that. And I was a fair bit lower than I am now.
This is deer country. If you've a taste for venison, we should hunt.
And yeah, it was tough. And these guys that I'm going to try to kill right now absolutely wrecked me.
Quite a change.
Oh man, everything wrecked me on that quest. Actually, well, I just want to let me knock this out. I have too many things I want to say. Let me try to find these guys, which are right up here, I think. Yes. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save game right here. Very good idea to save often in this game. Alright, let's take these guys out. Buff me, ladies. Thank you. Let's take these guys out. They're invisible right now. And I'll talk a little bit about combat. Hope I get one of those poison sacks to drop. And then I'll try to get my thoughts together and tell you more about just why I like this game.
Strike the tail.
So if you cut their tails off, they can't go invisible anymore, and it also staggers them for a little while. There are some elements in this game that are kind of Souls-like in combat, but I would not at all call it a Souls-like. It's more of a traditional RPG for sure. I don't know. It's a pretty good combination of skill-based and stat and gear-based. Much more stat gear-based than Dark Souls, but also not like an Elder Scrolls game in that you can overcome enemies with skill even if you're underpowered. You can definitely be... There's definitely a much higher skill ceiling than in most other RPGs besides the Souls games. But still, also highly dependent on gear and character progression and skills. All right, did I pick one of those up? Wasn't paying attention. Should be in materials. Nope, I still only have one. I need one more. So I need to find some more of those. I think there's some down here to the right. So the first time I came through here, like I said, I was on an escort quest. Those dudes absolutely wrecked me. And it was actually where I learned how important it is to save often in this game. So escort quests work exactly like you think they would. You just, have somebody with you that's absolutely helpless, basically.
They're armed, Master.
Don't want to mess with these bandits. And you have to get them from point A to point B. So in this case, I was much lower level, and I was taking this guy through this area, which I'd never been to before. And everything I ran into was murdering me with ease. And I had to find ways to basically figure out how to progress a little further, and then I would save, and then I would fail, and then I would figure out how to progress a little further, and I would save, and then I would fail again. And that ended up being such a fun experience. And I don't know if all escort quests will be like that. Well, actually, they haven't all been. Some have been fairly easy, but even the easy ones, honestly, even the easy ones have been fun, though. Yellow poison sac. That was it. That's what I need. Heck yes. I'm gonna go ahead. I think she just got one too. She's got 2 in a row. Might as well take the rest of them out while I'm here. So when I'm slashing away like that, that's an ability called 100 Kisses, which basically just does exactly what you're seeing. It smashes pretty much as long as you so you can grab enemies. Well, actually you can't when they're invisible, but once I cut his tail off, I'll show you how I can grab them. But on larger enemies, you can actually climb them. Very reminiscent of like Shadow of the Colossus or something like that, or maybe even like Zelda in Breath of the Wild, and attack as you're climbing. And there's just there's so many like combat options in this game, even within a single class or vocation as they're called. But there's tons of differences. What are you? I've gotten myself distracted. I need to turn that off. That gets a little annoying when it... Or maybe I should just actually listen to my pawns and use them when they hold an enemy for me to hit instead of doing my own thing. So I do think that playing Elden Ring, and the things I learned from, honestly, my mistakes in Elden Ring. Watch this, I can parry and riposte like that, which does take timing. I mean, you can't just do that at any time. There are skills, I think, that kind of give you almost like an infinite parry window, but I don't have anything like that right now. The one I have, you have to do it within a second or so before getting hit, and you can parry and riposte.
I shall restore your health. Hold on. Armed rogues.
I can't stop fighting. I love the combat in this game, and I think it probably looks boring. Oh wow. And honestly, it took me a while to... You're seeing how easily or how quickly that things can go bad right now. Alright, give me a heal, give me a heal. I like to try to not use healing as much as possible. That's why I've made my pawn a mage. There we go. Got lucky there that... Okay, things are going wrong for me. They have a sorcerer that's doing some crazy stuff, so I'm gonna have to get in the game here. Need to heal up a little bit, and then I need to... No, I need to wreck some fools. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. If you exhaust your stamina like I just did, it is very, very punishing. I need to take this lady out. I'm probably gonna die. Well, this has turned out to be quite the battle.
I'll heal all our wounded. Find an opening, then strike. Any that would target the Arisen are mine.
Counter after they strike.
Attack in quick succession.
Wow. Okay. That was much more difficult than I anticipated it being. Okay.
Take them down. That's all.
Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's get back. Finish up this personal side quest that I'm on. So you can warp back to the main cities. I think in the base game, before like this Dark Arisen version came out, that wasn't even an option. There was even less travel, but there's still very limited points you can warp to.
Tis a fair distance to Hill Figinol. Let's prepare
Let's go upgrade these daggers. And then I think I'll take a escort quest and talk a little more as we go along with it. So
Seems this is where the merchants live. Tis quite open.
Me, I, the master. The master works all.
rusted daggers. Yes. Yes. Wonderful.
Master will come again.
Alright, let's see the difference in damage between the ones I'm currently using. Okay, so these do a little bit more damage, even unupgraded, but I think this is still going to be by far the better option. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my other daggers back into my storage.
this inn.
Have your pick. What will it be today?
I really like the inventory management in this game. At first, it's overwhelming, and I didn't really like it because it seemed like there was too much of everything. Which is kind of a complaint that I have with a lot of games, even the Souls games to some degree. Just so much stuff, and most of it seems useless, or you don't know what it's, what it all does, and you don't want to take the time to learn really at first. Like that's how I feel when I first start out in games, and my inventory starts growing to the point where it's kind of ridiculous. But
What will it be? Have your pick. Come again soon.
again, I'm in that state right now where it's just like I know enough about, I guess, what I need and what I don't need, that it doesn't overwhelm me anymore. I don't feel the need to pick up everything. I keep wanting to talk about why Elden Ring helped me like this game. I think Elden Ring, my mistakes in Elden Ring, I want to hang out just a little bit and talk, and then we'll get back to it. You can get up on top of these roofs. This game has a little bit of Assassin's Creed in it, a little bit of like Monster Hunter, a little bit of Dark Souls, a little bit of, it's just, man, it's so good. Actually, I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee, and then I want to talk about why Elden Ring helped me to love this game. Okay, so the truth is there was a point in Elden Ring about, say 50, 60 hours in. Let's go ahead and start an escort quest while I'm talking about this. Let's see what we have here. Prayer Falls, Bloodwater Beach. I have no idea where either of these things are. Sight Earring. Hairspud Milk. Don't know what that is. But I don't have any earrings. So it sounds like a winner. Then when you do an escort quest, they just magically appear right here. And then you gotta take them wherever they're going. So let me mark that quest. Barnaby to Bloodwater Beach. Let's see where this is. Way down here. So I'm wondering, I haven't actually tried this. If I can warp to right here. This is where you start the game out. I'm wondering if I do that. I haven't been to this area yet. Wondering if I do that, if this guy will go away. Let's try it. So I use my Eternal Fairy Stone, and I warp to Cassardis. Yeah, he's still with us. Alright. Let's go, buddy.
Leave it to me, Master. We share these roads with
So yes,
peddlers, guardsmen, and
the truth is,
no harm must come
I don't think I like open world games. I don't like the way they make me feel. I didn't like the way Witcher 3 made me feel. I didn't like the way Skyrim made me feel. And I think about 50 to 60 hours into Elden Ring, if it would have just been me playing in a vacuum, I think that I would have quit playing it, and I wouldn't have started back for at least a very long time. But because it was a From Software game, and because I'm too loyal to them to give up on one of their games halfway through it, and because my friends were playing, and so I knew I had kind of an outside obligation or pressure. Let me make sure I know where I'm going here. Okay, up and around and then to the left. Yeah, I had to finish it because I wanted to be able to talk to them about it and talk to them about the whole experience, you know. So, and the reason for that is because the truth is I have, you know, some level of anxiety that actually the older I get, the more anxieties I feel like I have. And as silly as it sounds, like even things like video games can kind of bring those feelings up. And historically, open world games have given me a little bit of that anxiety, a little overwhelmed kind of feeling. And in the past, it wasn't a big deal. But now, because I am older and because I am a little more, I don't know, a little more prone to have anxious feelings or whatever it may be, I feel like, I don't know, those type of overwhelming feelings are just stronger now. And they're not pleasant. And it makes me not want to feel them when I do. Whereas it used to, wasn't that big of a deal, right? So through that experience though, and through knowing that in a slightly different context that I would have not played all the way through Elden Ring, and knowing that my those anxieties or whatever cost me a lot of enjoyment with a game that is as amazing as Elden Ring. I've done a lot of thinking about it on the backside of all that, and I think I've truly let go of a lot of that kind of stuff. And I say all that to say I'm playing this game far differently than I think I would have if I would have played it before my Elden Ring experience. And it's possible that I wouldn't have even been able to get into it up to that point of it hooking me had I not played Elden Ring and learned through the mistakes that I made and the feelings that I had in that game. because I'm playing this game much more on a loosey-goosey, don't care if I miss something, but also I'm not at all like worried about ruining things by looking things up. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, and I'm letting whatever experiences come to me, you know, that will, whether that's looking something up and then just going to execute the thing that I looked up, that's fine. That's its own kind of fun. Or I screw up and have to face my consequences, such as failing quests because I, you know, say didn't do something that I was supposed to do, and then I went too far. So I failed all these right at the beginning, and I think that normally that would have driven me crazy, and I probably would have stopped playing. But I think that's just 3. That's not too bad. But yeah, I was just like, whatever, and I moved on. And you know, I think before my Elden Ring experience, I would have probably started the game over, just to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything. Or I might have even just said, you know what, screw this, it's not worth it, and put it down again. But I'm just going with a much more loosey-goosey mindset, because I'm like, look, if I play all the way through this game, and there's going to be tons I miss out on because I'm not going to take the time to look everything up, and you know, I'm only going to look things up that I want to look up in the moment if I have questions, you know, but I'm not going to look up what's the best thing to do here, there, whatever. So I'm going to miss all kinds of stuff. But if this game is sufficiently good enough to hold my attention through the whole game, then I'll go into New Game Plus, or I'll create a new character, or whatever it might be, and I'll keep going then, and I'll learn more about it then. That is not something that I had access to, I think, before my Elden Ring playthrough. Of just like, I tried to. Now, I really tried hard. When I started having negative feelings about Elden Ring, I told myself, just play. Just mainline the game. Just get to the end, and then, you know, don't bog yourself down any more than you already have, because I'd already put 50 or 60 hours into it. And the only major area I had taken out was Stormville Castle. So, you know, I was doing a lot of lateral exploration, which is what I tend to do, is explore as wide out as I can. But like in this game, because of the way that Elden Ring made me feel, and because of thinking about it, I just don't care. I just don't care. And it's very freeing, meaning I've never been there, and I'm sure there's things there. I'm sure there's items there. I'm sure there's loot there. But I know that if I start going to everywhere that I see where there's items and loot, and this game is not even nearly as big as Elden Ring for sure, but I will spend all my time doing that. And so I'm just not going to do it. And that seems like such a simple, stupid thing. But dude, it has freed me up to enjoy this game so much, you know, and maybe at all. Again, I don't even know if I would have been able to play this game at all without getting overwhelmed and putting it down early like I had a few times, had it not been for the thing. Oh, blast arrows look good. Had it not been for that Elden Ring playthrough. Now, that all just may be a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and it may not resonate with anyone else. I don't know. But for me, it's just a definite thing. It's a definite shift in my mentality about games that I had through, you know, just the accepting the fact that, like, I played a game that's from one of my favorite creators ever, and the game is amazing, and you know, arguably one of the best games ever made in Elden Ring. And coming out of it, my negative feelings outweighed my positive feelings. And it was mostly my own fault. I had a combination of, you know, some bad habits and bad, I guess, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but preferences that I thought that I enjoyed the most in games that just wasn't really true, and kind of trying to be a completionist or whatever you want to call it, trying to go in completely blind and do everything as like, you know, solo and difficult as possible. A lot of those kind of typical souls. Oh, nice. Just maxed out my my class. That means I got new skills that I can go check out.
What's this?
A hobgoblin arisen. Be wary.
But
Was monsters left these scars?
get some good loot around here. So I, to try to sum it all up, I actually think that
Leave it to me.
the Souls games, how much I love them. The Souls games, the Souls trilogy kind of reawakened a love of video games in me, or maybe awakened, I would say, a deeper love of video games than I've ever had. And they 100% kind of became my standard for what a video game should be, what I wanted a video game to be.
I'll heal your wounds.
And Elden Ring wasn't that exactly. It was an open world. It did have things in it that I don't prefer with video games. But I too much let that affect kind of my overall experience, and I didn't have to. And I hate that this kind of revelation is coming now and not at the beginning of my Elden Ring playthrough. But it is what it is, and now I am balls deep and enjoying Dragon's Dogma to the fullest. Thanks to that experience, thanks to that blown opportunity, I would say.
This looks interesting.
So
Perhaps we could
that's the
walk
silver
around
lining,
some-
and
What's
I
this?
think there will be other games, you know, that
I'll heal your wounds.
benefit from my recent experience and my hindsight
Watch your
thoughts on Elden Ring. Let's see how close we are. Huh? We're very close.
If there's not to see here, let's press on.
And he's still full health, so we're good to go. Oh, I've been here before. I just realized. I did something else up that way. I think. Maybe I just ventured into here.
Were they placed here by men?
We've
Some
near
ritual
arrived.
perhaps?
Scalding razors. Ooh. New daggers, which I haven't actually seen that many of. Let's see. My current ones are 272 strength. These are 328. That is a... And they're fire enchanted. Wait a minute. I thought no, I've got one more rank to go in my, to get my class. take a look at these.
We've near arrived.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm excited about that. Alright. This is not actually where I'm gonna go, but there's a big dude there. Hang on. This is a terrible idea. There's a golem right there. I've only fought one of those. He had a lot of health. Let's go finish this, and then we'll come back. Maybe that'll be a good little
We're still a fair way to
ender. Good finishing touch. I had all these grand ideas about things I wanted to say, but man, when I get into actually trying to play and talk, even if it's like what I've been doing now, which is not anything very intense play wise, dude, my thoughts just scatter in a billion directions. It's all good though. It's all good. I'm trying to get better at just recording when I want to and not worry about how it comes out as much. Trying to free that anxiety up too, because I do enjoy recording, but also I record far more than I put on YouTube, simply because my typical experience with trying to record is like, hey, I feel like sitting down, playing some games and talking. I sit down, play some games and talk like I am now, and then I say,
What's this?
That was a big, boring mess. And then I just delete it. That's what happens quite a lot. I'm trying to get over that though. Anything interesting down there? Is that where I'm going? That is where I'm going. My goodness. You know what? In that case, before I go down there.
It's interesting.
Alright, let's save here. And then fight this guy. See how that goes. Then I'll try to make it down to the beach. So here's what I want to do. I'm gonna assume this guy. Actually, let's just use these for now. But I may switch out to my sword and let's switch out. Actually, we will use these rusted daggers first. It's a fair bit better than what I'm wearing. Sure. Oh, I'm still wearing that underneath. That's why. Okay. Should be able to use these, and as long as this guy can be slowed down, these will slow it down. Give me a buff. Yeah. No, I think I want the electricity. Give me that. No, give it to me. Give me your electricity. The pawns are really cool, and there's a lot of really convoluted mechanics to them, but sometimes they're dumb. Whatever. Let's do it. So this should keep an eye on the right side of his health bar, and after enough hits, if he can be slowed, maybe he can't be, or maybe he cannot. So these guys, you have to hit these yeah, these little lights, little stones or whatever inside. So actually, let me try, because I have a bow that does the same thing. So instead of these, let's switch out for these. And then maybe you have to hit him in these to inflict it. It's also possible that this guy just can't be slowed. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say that he cannot be slowed down, so that doesn't matter. So I just need to get my strongest things out. Actually, in that case, let me show you my actual strongest setup here. So this weapon builds up a charge every hit that you do. Once you get the 10 hits, and you can see I'm like glowing, like I'm about to go Super Saiyan mode. So now all my damage is increased by some like fairly significant amount. Both damage with the sword and the bow, all physical damage. Wonder if it shows up. Actually, I've never checked this. No, it doesn't actually show it there in the stats, but it does significantly more damage now. Now this guy's pretty beefy. These guys are take a lot of hits, but I should be doing significantly more damage now than I was before when I hit these stones, since I have this charge built up. But the downside to this, one of my mages petrified him, it looks like. Is that if you get hit at all after 10, each hit that you land with that sword builds up the damage charge, and at 10 it's at max and you glow like this. Actually, real quickly, let me show you what you can do with big enemies like this. I don't do this a lot, but it's pretty fun. Shadow of the Colossus kind of thing. You can grab on, go for a ride. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did he just kill my dude? He did, didn't he? He just killed my I forgot. I actually forgot about that guy. I forgot I was on an escort quest. Alright, so I'm probably gonna re-roll it, reload the save here, so all this is useless now. So let's go ahead and kill him. I'm gonna try to climb him. I don't do this a whole lot. There's some classes that are better than this one at climbing, but pretty cool though.
The animals of the field are almost lost to eat.
No loot? No loot. I gotta reload that anyway. So I think I'll probably call it there. The end of this escort quest will be just finding our way down to that beach, which I don't think will be too exciting. But the fun thing about the escort quest are these little things you find along the way. It's just basically an excuse to, explore into new areas. And in all of them, I've had little interesting encounters along the way. So that makes them fun. So I'll say again that I truly wish that I had a better ability to speak eloquently about the thoughts I have about a game while I'm playing. And I shouldn't even blame it on while I'm playing, because I don't have the ability to speak in the way I want to about a game, even if I'm not playing. But when I am playing, it's significantly lowered. However, I just don't like to do post-commentary. Even if it is a little better, I would rather just do it all at the same time for sure. So, apologies for the rambling, and there's so much else that I wanted to say. There's so many things I want to talk about this game, about the things I love in this game, that honestly I don't know. I may do more videos. I may do at least a couple update videos just as I play more. I may see how long this feeling I have right now lasts, of just being absolutely stoked to get back into it. Maybe I'll do an update video, say 20 more hours into the game or something. I don't really have any desire to start recording my play sessions, because this is a very slow-paced game, and there are times when I take 15 or 20 minutes just leveling up my inventory and getting my pawns ready and that type of thing. So I don't really have any desire to record the entire thing, but I may do some follow-ups, just kind of check back, see if the feelings that I'm having right now remain, through the rest of the game. Keeping it spoiler-free. I don't have a goal for talking about this or making. I'm not trying to convince anybody to play. If you're thinking about playing and you watched all this, maybe it gave you enough, or give you some idea of whether you would like it or not. But I just wanted to talk about it. Like I said, I just,
You have my deepest appreciation.
Why did you want to come here, brother? Tell me why. Oh, let's see what this ring does. I forgot that was what I was coming here for. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I think that's actually... Wait a minute. I already did that. I forgot I reloaded. I was like, did I not already put that on? Okay. Ring. Sight earring. A magical earring, aglow with a curious light, heightens resistance to blindness. Not what I was hoping. I was hoping it was something that made me do more damage from further away with bows. So, a little bit of a bust there. Don't need that. But I now have uncovered a little more of an area. Know a little bit more about this place. Bloodwater Beach. I'm assuming that this is going to be somewhere. This may have further implications later. Maybe something that I can connect to another area. Not sure. There's not a lot of that type of stuff in this game. It's mostly just you're walking. You walk everywhere you want to go. But yeah, I'll probably do more videos on this. I'd like to talk more about the cool pawn mechanics that are built in that I'm still learning about. And I would love to talk more about the different vocations and how that works, and all this stuff is just so interesting to me right now. And as I learn more, I'll probably want to come back and talk a little more about it. So if you have played this game, and if you love this game, let me know why. Let me know about your experiences, spoiler free, preferably.
What's that?
And if you've done like me and you've played a few times and never played long enough to, I guess, get those hooks in you, I guess I would encourage you to try it. Give it one more try, you know, because I don't think it's a game, honestly, that you can watch and get those feelings like, man, I really want to play that. It's kind of, oh man, it's kind of boring to watch, I would assume. I believe I'll save right here because I definitely think I want to try this. This looks like a fun little battle right here. So we'll save right here. I'll pick this up next time. But I hope you guys all have a good day. You guys, as in the one person who was an absolute trooper and made it through this video. I truly hope that you have a good day, good night, whatever it is. And I appreciate you. See you later.